It is Black Maternal Health Week, and here at BET, we are bringing awareness to the disparities Black women face with childbirth and pregnancy. Today, we'll be speaking to 3 different doulas, the roles they play to bring in Black life, the roles they play to protect life, and why their services are really essential to Black motherhood. I'm Falan Hardge, and this is BET, as we dive deep into Black maternal health.
I like to say that I was a doula before I had the title of being a doula, supporting people, friends and family in birth and in death. And I knew I wanted to be more connected to community. I've been an RN for almost 12 years in the hospital setting and in the community setting. And I knew that I needed to be more boots on the ground to hold my community closer, to hold Black women closer, to take my knowledge of being in the hospital and bring that to the community and advocate for them in whatever setting, especially the hospital setting, and bring them assurance that they were okay.
They said to us, hey, if your baby is not going to come down fast enough or swift enough, we might have to roll you into the OR to get a C-section. And with that, I saw the fear on the family's faces. They didn't want that. And I knew in that moment we had to bring everything down. We had to ground, we had to anchor. We turned off the lights, we brought in the sound bowls. I helped support in a way that I told Dad, hey, talk her through a beautiful time, a memory that she loved, that would bring joy and peace into the space. And through that, I saw everything relax. I saw more calm. And Mom was able to push her baby out a few hours later. I always remember that.
Depending on where you're birthing, and I actually didn't learn this until I had my first baby, because you watch movies and you're like, oh, this, you call the doctor, they gonna come, when it's time to deliver. I've been seeing the same person the whole time. That's not how it works. So you might see a different OB every single time. For your prenatal care, the OB that you get to birth with is not going to be the same OB that's been providing you your prenatal care. You might not get somebody who looks like you, or even if they look like you, all kinfolk ain't skinfolk. It's so many layers to the healthcare system that having a doula at least provides you with one person that you're able to build trust, build care with, and ask your questions without feeling silly, without being dismissed. You actually get to vet them and choose them. And a lot of people don't know you can change out your providers. But with not knowing that knowledge and even having to do all of that, it's like, who do I get to just build with throughout this process?
Being in the hospital setting and seeing how Black women, their husbands, their mothers, their brothers, their families are treated, we still see the bias towards Black families in general. I mean, from moms to fathers, the question of, is this your husband or is this just your baby's daddy? Is this your mother? Who's gonna take care of the baby? Do you have food? And it's an assumption made instead of caring for the family in totality. They're still making assumptions about the Black family structure in these facilities, in these spaces.
When you know the love and the care that they deserve, and when you learn people's backgrounds, and you understand that you might literally be the only person that they ever experience love and care and tenderness from, it just makes you want to engulf it, as much of it into them as you possibly can, especially because they're about to enter in a space where they have to be the love and the care and the patience and the teaching. And so I take it seriously, even if it's not, how I started here. When I do it, I want to do it to the best of my ability. I want to do it in a way in which it doesn't just impact their birth, but that they can take something from this far past. today, whether it's in their daily lives or how they begin raising their babies or even how they just maneuver in community.
My first experience as a doula, it was wild. It was wild. It was a lot of sensations within me that I had to control as I saw this mom labor, as I saw this mom get, medical, I would say, suggestions on what to do next in her care. I would say I saw the mom scared, the dad scared in these spaces when they felt like they were not seen or heard. And so that I will always keep with me.
Doing that first birth and having their situations be so different than my own, but very similar to my mom, it has been a sense of a healing journey. It allows me to give a lot more grace. It allows me to show up to try to make it easier for them than I've seen the women in my family.
My first birth as an official doula, I remember I get in my car, I'm talking to them and they're telling me they're not answering our questions, they won't talk to my husband. And I finally get in the room and she just is in tears, happy to see somebody there to advocate for her. It charged me. It charged me up with, this is where you belong. This is where you're supposed to be. It was the most beautiful thing. The atmosphere changed. The staff changed. They started treating her differently because somebody was there to advocate for her and her partner. The whole environment changed.
This line of work has had me question my whole life. The ways that I see myself, the ways that I connect with my family, my mother. I've had so much healing with my mother because of this job. I've had so much connection to my grandmother. There's been so many stories that have been had with my mom, and I never knew certain aspects of my childhood, of her childhood, until I asked the right questions, because my doula, I would say, career allowed me to be more of an active listener. It allowed me to also ask the right questions without judgment.
I think that having systems and rituals in place as a doula is very important. Myself personally, I find that when I get that phone call that says, I think I'm in labor, I start to prep myself. Whether it is, I take a shower, I eat a hearty meal, I prep my water, and then, you go and you're in it. You come out of it and you don't just go back to your normal life. You come out of it and I have rituals like I may go on a hike, I may go to the spa, and I find myself needing to call on my village more to be held, because you hold people mentally, emotionally, and physically in that space that when you come out of it, I find that we also need that extra holding, whether it is a physical hug, an emotional hug, a mental hug, especially depending on how the birth has gone. Sometimes outcomes are unfavorable. We don't just go home and say, oh, things happen. No, we go home and we sit with it.